Oh wow, babe! Look, more clothes came. More clothes. Yeah. It's not comics or anything. Yeah, see, it's Prime. It's got the Prime stickers on it, and you know that's where you get clothes from. So. What's going on, guys? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, please take a moment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really do appreciate that. And if you're new here, welcome. Always appreciate the support and people swinging by. Before I get into things, because I know you just saw the video before and I have this unboxing that I want to share with you guys. Not really an unboxing because I already opened it, but before I get into the details, I wanted to show you guys this really cool new shirt that I just got in the mail. And a huge shout out to James over at Comics for Cheap over on Instagram. He also just created his very own YouTube channel. He sent me this awesome shirt from his new store that he has set up. The guy's doing so much right now, and I really love all the different content he's putting out there. It all started with Comics for Cheap, being that he sells comics for a very cheap price. So highly recommend checking out his Instagram page for that. And then on top of that, checking out his new YouTube channel, because he is putting out some really great content, including unboxing, CGC unboxings, a couple how-tos on things like packaging, how to ship properly, and just some really funny videos along the way. So highly recommend that. James, thanks so much for the t-shirt. This thing's really cool. I actually do want to show one more time, because his saying is "Stay villainous." You can see it down at the bottom, and it's this really cool dude with all the different villains that are kind of in the shadows. So I absolutely love the shirt. Can't say enough about it, man. So thanks for everything that you're doing in the community. And guys, like I said, follow James. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel that he just started creating, and also the Instagram account. Information will be in the description below. Okay, so like you saw in the very introduction of this video, me getting a package that is closed, as I said, and well, I was waiting for a second package to actually come before I did this video. Luckily, it just arrived recently, so I'm able to do this now, and I'm gonna jump right into it, because the one that came from Amazon was volume 1 of this amazing book right here called Descender, and this is written by Jeff Lemire and the artwork by Dustin Nguyen. If you guys haven't caught this, our discussions on this already, we did a whole thing with JP Collects over on JP Collects YouTube channel. Me, John's Comics with Kids, Comic Man Andy. We were talking and breaking down trade by trade. We were doing this of each of these books here. So now I went out and bought the collector hardcover edition of Volume 1, which is the first 3 trade paperbacks, and I cannot say enough about this story right here. It is such a powerful story arc that, if you like that futuristic, robotic, AI-focused type of atmosphere or environment, I guess you could say, this book is something you definitely want to check out. And the other thing about this is it just really hits home for when you connect with the characters. It's really focused on this one particular robot named Tim 21, and essentially how he could or could not be or have the ability to essentially save the universe in many different ways. The book itself opens up with you being on this futuristic world that gets obliterated by what they call the harvesters, these massive robots. And again, I'm not spoiling things. This is just kind of what happens right off the bat, right in the beginning. But it definitely piqued my interest in terms of like where this was going. You meet a lot of really interesting characters along the way. A lot of different characters that I think people can relate to in real life in terms of their personalities, we'll call it, and just the way of how certain people live. And so it definitely can tie, to real life in that sense. And I think that Dustin Nguyen did such an amazing job with the artwork here. The second one I wanted to show, and big shout out to Comic Man Andy, because he was the one that gave us the link after we were doing our breakdown of the last trade paperback. We were talking about getting these hardcovers and how we noticed that the first hardcover was easy to find over on Amazon, but the volume 2 of the hardcovers was really hard to find. Comic Man Andy, he found the link for it, and he sent me the link. It was actually over on Dustin Nguyen's website. And so thank you for that. This this is why this came a little bit later than the first one. And what's extra cool about this book is that I actually had him sign it here, as you can see. Dustin Nguyen, who did the artwork here, they had a nice little mark there of Tim 21 at the bottom down there, and was really, really cool about it. It's funny because when I put the order in on his website, I was so excited to just get this thing that I just added it to cart, sent my PayPal information, and that was it. And I was wondering how I could get it, signed to me, have it be to Justin, because that was one of the options there. But I didn't note that that was only an option. It said it was optional. So I had to reread some of the instructions, and it said to actually put it in the little, the note area when you go to pay. And that's something that I just, skipped over because I was so excited to buy. So I actually had to email Dustin Nguyen directly. And luckily, he got back to me super quick. I mean, I think it was within an hour that he wrote back to me via email. And I don't know about you guys, I love that type of interaction and that type of down-to-earthness for an artist or a creator, a writer, to kind of get back to the fans, and especially someone who's interested in something of theirs. Dustin, if you're ever watching this, thank you so much, brother, for the quick turnaround. I asked him, I said, hey, can you, have this written out to me? And he said, certainly, I will do that for you. So, he marked the inside of the book. This is something I'm going to keep forever. Really appreciate that. And because I have volume 2 signed, my goal is at some point to get volume 1 signed in person, when the world opens back up and we're done with the pandemic. It would be really cool to meet Dustin Nguyen and Jeff Lemire at a Comic-Con once we get, back to that part of the world. Anyways, this is volume 2, and just wanted to show off these hardcovers because they are absolutely beautiful. Front, back, and everything on the inside. I mean, again, I won't do any major spoilers or anything, but the artwork on the insides of these things are just absolutely stunning. And I can't say enough about the story. If you guys haven't read this, I do highly recommend checking this out. This is easily one of my favorite stories in terms of being from an independent label, not being related to the big two. So, and this is Image, by the way. This is all from Image, in case you were wondering. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to show, just getting these 2 hardcovers. I'm glad that I have them in my collection now. When I initially read these books, I actually read them digitally. And for those of you who know, I do prefer reading a lot of stuff digitally nowadays. However, I will sit down if I have them as a larger collection, more so than just single issues. It's easier for me to dive into it that way too. So whether it's hardcovers or omnibus or trades, things like that. So this is a story that's worth reading from time and time again, and I will definitely be doing that with these 2 hardcovers. So really excited about that. Like I said, there's not enough I can say about it. Guys, check out the start with the first trade. I know that there's a sender that's out right now. I wanted to mention that before. And that's something that ties in to some degree with Descender from my understanding. I haven't actually read Ascender yet. I think that we are going to be doing that as another breakdown over at JP Collects channel at some point. But definitely start with Descender. Before that, Ascender is something that's currently going out right now. I think they just went through their 3rd trade paperback that got released, so definitely worth checking that out once you get through Descender. But drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion if you guys have read this before, what you guys think about the artwork, what you guys think about Jeff Lemire and his writing style, any specific characters that you liked in this book, because I'm always interested and would love to talk more details on this story as a whole, and I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. So in the meantime, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big shout out one more time over to Comics for Cheap over on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much for the shirt, man. I really do appreciate it and love everything that you're doing over there, guys. Make sure you follow them, follow him. James's information is down in the description below. And yeah, so until next time, I will talk to you guys later.